Hi guys, this is the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar and welcome to Rajshri Food. Well, today we are celebrating the festival of colors, lights, eccentricities, dance forms which is Garba and Dandiya. Yes, you guessed it right, it's Navratri, and in reverence of goddess Durga, today I'm making Lauki Ka Halwa or Dudhi no Halwa. For this, let's first begin with prepping the Lauki or the bottle gourd, for which I'm going to peel this. Always peel towards yourself, never away from you. Something like this. Next, I'm going to snip the ends off. Something like this. Randomly cut these into pieces which are manageable to hold, because the next step is to grate this. For this, I'm taking a grater and I'm going to run this against the blade of the grater. Something like this. You grate this only till you start seeing the seeds, and then you roll it and move on to the next part. Be very careful and attentive while you grate any fruit or vegetable, because you may just end hurting yourself. Well, if you have a food processor, you just have to de-seed it before it goes in the food processor. Put the grater blade and that makes your life much more easier. The vegetable is grated and ready, and what you have here with you is this center and the skin, which you can transform into a juice which is good for your skin because it's high in iron and dietary fiber. But for now, let's move here to the halwa, for which I need a pan on moderate heat. First goes in a few spoonfuls of desi ghee. Once the ghee heats up, I'll be adding in the cashew nuts, raisins and pistachios. Just saute these a little on moderate flame. Well, keep stirring these constantly and make sure these do not excessively brown. As soon as you see that the raisins have started swelling, off goes the flame and transfer this into another bowl. There, we are ready. In the same pan, I'm adding all the ghee at a time. Let this again moderately heat up. Once that's done, I'm transferring all the grated vegetable into this. Give this a nice mix. Keep stirring this constantly, because in the process, it's going to start releasing some moisture because of the contact with heat. Once this becomes nice and fragrant, I'm going to add in the milk. Give this a nice mix and keep stirring it, because the milk may just overflow. Now that the milk has evaporated, let's add in some more milk solids or evaporated milk solids, which is also fondly known as Khoya or Mawa. And if you do not have access to Khoya or Mawa, what I would suggest is just add some extra milk and let that evaporate. For the detailed measurements, check the description box below. Give this a nice stir. Well, the Khoya or Mawa can be grated or it can be just crumbled with your fingers. Well, if you notice, it's nice and soft and easy to crumble. And once you know that the milk has completely evaporated or the Mawa has mixed nicely, I'll be adding in the sweetener, in this case, some sugar. Mix this well, and just in a few seconds you will realize that this, from a solid mass that it is now, transforms into being a little liquidy, because the sugar has now nicely melted. But the purpose here is to continue stirring it and make sure it condenses into a solid mass again. When this has dried up completely, I'll be adding a flavorant to this, which is cardamom seeds, which I've freshly ground, and along with this, half the dried fruits and nuts that we had toasted. Give this a mix. Once this is nicely mixed, off goes the flame, and what you have ready in the pan is Lauki Ka Halwa. Finally, the remaining nuts and fruits. And with this, to make it extra special and festive, I'm adding in some gold leaf. So here you have the Lauki Ka Halwa, which is ready. Do try this with your family and friends and have a blast this Navratri. This is the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar. See you soon.